Greetings and salutations. My name is Quentin Rios, and today I have been given the unique privilege and been assigned the task of constructing a negative constructive video for my colleague Garret Coelho. In Garrett's first affirmative case, he concluded that the development of Earth's moon by the United States can be used beneficially for growing energy demands. Furthermore, he stressed the need to harvest solar energy on the surface of the moon. There were several problems with Garrett's argument, though. My first argument against Garrett's case is, as he stated, as the population grows, there becomes a need for low-cost energy. Well, according to ourfiniteworld.com, when we look back on history, our economy is a system that transforms resources, especially energy, into food and other goods that people need. As these goods become more available, the population grows with it. The more energy is consumed, the more the economy grows, and as a result, the economy grows with it. Alternatively, however, when little energy is added, economic growth slows down and the population decreases. Currently, we live in a society that is powered by fossil fuels, which include oil, coal, and natural gas. As I previously stated, these are natural resources and are therefore finite, meaning they will diminish over time. Therefore, the population will decrease along with the decreasing of fossil fuels because energy demands will diminish. My second critique against Garrett's argument in his affirmative case was he stated NASA will need to collect $5 million for 10 years to fund this project. This particular statement is a fallacy because it is an instance of an assumed premise. Therefore, it is a hasty generalization because this particular statement is made with insufficient evidence. Essentially, Garret makes a conclusion without considering all the variables. The variables of collecting $5 million from the US population would include, first and foremost, that US citizens would not approve of an increase in their taxes. According to Freakonomics.com, people much rather and have a greater approval rate of having their taxes spent on entitlement programs and revenue generating infrastructure programs. In addition, another point that I would like to make out is $50 million would not be enough to fund a global scale project like this. The closest thing available right now or proposed is the lunar ring by Shimizu Corporation in Japan. This is the closest proposal that is associated with Garrett's affirmative case that states that a solar ring or solar panel should be placed on the surface of the moon. For starters, this proposal of a lunar ring on the moon is just a proposal that won't be started until 2035. And the costs aren't even available yet. The closest thing available or related to this topic is the Nevada Solar One in the Mojave Desert, which is just a solar panel field. The cost of running a solar panel field on Earth the construction was between $220 and $250 million. And that's on the Earth. Imagine on the surface of the moon. The technology hasn't even been made available yet. Furthermore, my third point against Garrett's case was, as he stated, in 2050, in order to supply the world population, 20 terawatts of energy would need to be produced. Building off the Lunar Ring project, which is the closest project associated with the need or the desire for solar panels on the moon, this project estimates that it can only absorb and send back 13,000 terawatts as opposed to Garret's 20,000 terawatts. And furthermore, this won't be done until 2035. My fourth point I would like to make out is that if NASA, a US-funded organization, or any other entity such as Japan and the Lunar Ring should produce revenue-generating facilities on the surface of the moon, it would be a direct violation of the Space Treaty. It is stated that the exploration of outer space shall be done to benefit all countries and shall be free for exploration by all states. Nevertheless, this brings me to my fifth point, that 10,000 receivers would need to be established across the globe by the United States. That was what was stated in the affirmative case of Garret. However, I will argue that this is a direct violation of the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights. For if the US was to step in and establish receivers on other states, it would violate the state's sovereignty, which concludes that this is the authority of all states to govern itself or another. So in conclusion, there becomes an off-case argument. The link for the lunar ring or any other proposed solution would extract or harvest the solar power from the sun. Nevertheless, the establishment of such a facility would get other countries mad and would be a direct violation of the Space Treaty. The impact, therefore, would be proxy wars, economic holds or sanctions, and just overall conflict throughout the globe. Thank you very much for your time, Garret, and look pleasure from hearing back from you. Thank you.